Wow, it's actually interesting to be sharing this with you. The fact that I'm adding another year. For so long, birthdays have been just one of those times for me when I don't like all the attention. So doing this is really big for me. But anyways, let me just get to share it with you. My birthday is actually the reason for all of this. 10th of March this year, I'm going to be turning 3 decades and a little bit over half of a decade. And I just want to use this as a tool to count my blessings and measure how far God has taken me and how far God has brought me. It's a story of love, it's a story of chocolate, it's a story of several things, and of course I'll be hitting on a lot of those things in other episodes coming up. So I'm one of those very lucky guys that eventually married their girlfriend. It's a full package where even the girlfriend, it's in the girlfriend's region that you eventually discover purpose and destiny. The story started around where I met this fine babe, where a friend of mine invited me for a youth club meeting called Generation X Youth Club. We are members of the same church. I said that there's this youth organization where a couple of guys are just doing things together to like make the world a better place. Come along this Sunday and let us hang out. And I did, and I remember I cited this babe. And you know when you cite babe in a meeting, a youth gathering, you tend to go for such meetings more often. So fast forward till where we wrote one of the many jams that I did. I almost became those people that their jam names are already printed on the results, your answer booklet before you get there. But we eventually did this jam together, and from there we now went into A levels. So that it's all that period I was citing this babe. Did A levels together at ESC. ESC is in Ibadan. Eventually went to UI. She was reading medicine and I was reading mechanical engineering. Yes, I used my A levels to eventually enter. She used the jam. Fast forward till our 3rd year in school. I think it was our 3rd year. She was in ABH, Alexander Brown Hall, UCH. Where our friend Lamide was traveling out, and Lamide asked her that I need to buy chocolate when you're coming. I'm like, okay, if you're buying chocolate for her, why don't you just buy for me so that I can sell? Lamide said how much. I said I'll figure it out. Around that time, the dollar was about 189 to $1, and I told her to buy 20k worth of chocolate. I remember precisely. That was like a December. So I told Lamide to buy chocolate for about 20k. Lamide traveled out, and when she was coming back, she came back in January, brought about 20k worth of chocolate for me, and I'm like, okay, if she brings it, I will sell it in February. And that's how Lamide came back with chocolate. And so I just started, it was just a crazy idea, and I told my sisters about it. My sisters had BlackBerry phones back then, so they set up BlackBerry groups, and they started advertising to their contacts that my brother is selling chocolate to. And I remember my sister and I, was it my sister and I or myself or herself, that went to Eco Market and bought this small hamper basket where I packaged this imported chocolate, 300 naira, 500 naira, 700 and 1,002. I think the most expensive was 1,500. And I was still in school, and I started telling a couple of people that I have chocolate for sale too. And eventually I sold about 90% of the chocolate. A lot of it still, during Valentine's, I sold about 90%. All those small gift packs. And I remember a particular friend of mine, Bolaji, when I told Bolaji was in Queen's Hall, and Bolaji, to help me to get to the girls in Queen's Hall, she was my link to get the girls in Queen's Hall to let them know that I had chocolate for sale. And John Bolaji was the first person that called me Chop Boy. And I'm like, okay, it sounded cool. And I did that. And so I didn't even have the complete 20k back then to pay Lamide. I think I paid Lamide like 10k, 5k, 3k, 2k, eventually before the 20k was complete. I also remember back then, okay, so I was in school, but I was doing quite a number of, I was a business guy. I had a rental business where I was renting projector and chairs to fellowship. So I sold clothes and underwear, and I had a rental company then. I also had a private lesson company. So I was doing all of that. Why? And I remember I did all of that largely because I told myself that I can't have a girlfriend and I'll be using the money that my father is giving me as pocket money to take care of babe. There will be things, there are dates that we must have and what's not. So yeah, the story of the genesis of my chocolate journey started from finding love, going to visit. I remember, okay, so I forgot to mention the name of my girlfriend. Her name is Bumi, she's my wife, mother of my 2 children. That was it at the beginning, packaging chocolates. So I did that, I think I was in 400 level then. I also did that in 500 level. So anybody that was traveling out, I would just mention to the person, please, if you're traveling out, just let me know. Or if you mistakenly say you're traveling out, I will tell you to help me to buy chocolate. So anybody traveling out was always bringing chocolate for me, and I was selling. So yes, he was my lead person in UCH to let people know that I had chocolate for sale. Bolaji was my lead person in Queensall to let people know I had chocolate for sale. I did that in 400 level, did that in 500 level, and yes, it's the mix of love. The origin of this whole story is love that eventually found expression chocolate, and there's no other better way to actually express love. I think that should be the end of this episode because I really don't want to make it long. But don't yet cut the camera. We have a second episode I'm putting together. This is like the most raw version of however I'm going to do. Don't expect anything professional from this whole series. Thank you, and watch out for them. Okay, usually in a series, they always try to give a teaser for the next episode so that they tie you down and tie your spirit, body, and soul. But so that I don't cut it. Don't cut it. I see what I'm trying to do there. So that I don't tie your body, spirit, and soul. Help me watch part 2 when it comes out. Second episode when it comes out.